Good evening. Sorry, problem there at the beginning. Rebecca back again at my aquarium. My little guy, yes, my Otto there at the front. He wants me to tell you about him because he came rushing over here when I put the camera up. He was somewhere else in the tank, and he wants you to know that he's there. He is not a Pleco. For those of you who have kept fish in the past, Plecos notoriously get sold as tiny things and then they get very large. This is an Otto, and Ottos stay very small. I have 2 of them. So now you have an aquarium lesson. Aquariums are good. They are relaxing and peaceful, and I highly recommend one if you can manage one. So anyways, I actually wanted to talk with you guys today about how to deal with just being faced increasingly with how completely crazy this world is, and that there are all these horrible things happening. And, a lot of it really is, who can say, is it happening more, or do we just see it now? Arguments could be made either way, but regardless, even if it's not a war, it could be a tsunami tomorrow or in 10 years, this is life on planet Earth. It has always been this way. And it's really hard when you are a compassionate, caring person, and especially if you're a compassionate, caring person who's actually allowed yourself to come into contact with people who are experiencing very, very hard things, it's hard not to, I guess, become, you're going to feel emotional about it, right? You're going to have anger. You're going to be sad. And if you have trauma, you're always running the risk that it's going to set your own trauma off. And then, you have whatever that looks like for you, is what you end up dealing with. And so this is something we as human beings are going to have to figure out how to manage, because you can't let the horrors of the world take you down, because I'm sorry to be the one to tell you, they're not going to stop. If we work really, really, really hard, we could get them slowed down, and eventually they could stop, but not tomorrow, not this year. Well, this year's almost over. Maybe next year we could do it. That might not be such an unreasonable. I don't know what it takes to get to world peace. But so here's my advice. The thing is that you suffering over something that's happening to other people does not cause them to suffer less. Okay? I remember after the tsunami that happened right at Christmas, I forget the year now, but 100,000 people died. It was horrifying. And I was really, really emotionally affected. And I finally I was like, those people are suffering. Those people are, many people are gone. And me over here crying about it isn't going to make it less sad for them. If it did, I promise you, I would still be crying over it. But it doesn't. All it actually does is it multiplies the suffering, and we have too much suffering already. And then as time went on, and I started pulling myself out of that, I stopped kind of letting myself fall into that. I got more comfortable being I can see the suffering. I recognize the suffering. I'm not going to enter into the suffering. I can even bear witness to the suffering. In fact, I can bear witness to suffering better now than I could when I was emotionally invested in, when it set me off like that. And sometimes it still does. Everybody, you have to, none of us should be heartless. We shouldn't be beyond having that suffering triggered, but we are not helping anyone when we are in that space, unfortunately. But the other thing that really started to sink in was, if I am suffering, if I am experiencing some, horror story life, if I am in a war zone, if I don't have food, I would give anything for the memory of having had food, of having been loved, of having been safe. And so if that's what I have right now, how dare I not enjoy what somebody else cannot, Like, it doesn't benefit the people who are suffering for us to deprive ourselves. I mean, obviously, we need to very, very, very deeply examine the way that we are living our lives. They are unsustainable. We're not living according to any moral code worth valuing, it's just money, rank, hierarchy, authority, nonsense. But we're not going to fix that from a place of being upset all the time. We're not going to fix any of that from a place of fear. We're not going to fix any of that from a place of hate and anger and any of that stuff. Like, I mean, yes, we experience it, but like, then what? Then what? You know what? If you are angry, this is one of my rules. Every time I am afraid or I am angry, I think of something that benefits me that I can do. Something I can do to make myself feel safer. Something I can do to set myself up for success. Something I can do to make myself feel better. Every time I feel afraid, so anybody who wants to make me afraid, well, now I'm a free woman, so every time you make me afraid, I just get better. Every time I'm angry, I just take productive action. Do you know how much I've done this year? Guys, yeah. I've been working out my anger, doing good things with it. So anyways, I just wanted to share that because I know it is really rough out there. It's really rough out there. It's really ugly. And especially if you're somebody listening from the Western world, especially if you're somebody listening from America, we have been programmed to view the world in a way that it just isn't. In what we're seeing, what's coming up, all the stuff that we're like, this is horrible, that is causing panic and fear, and what in the world is going on? This is reality. This has been reality, So yeah, it's rough, but crying over it when you don't have to, because there are times when you have to. So if you don't have to, don't. Go do something productive, okay? That is my advice. Anyways, I love you guys. And my friend Raju in Bangalore, thank you. Thank you. I hope Andre doesn't mind me mentioning, because he's a beautiful, beautiful soul. And he has provided assistance, and we now need $40 more for widows. We're dealing with widows right now in Bangalore, India. They need blankets. And so we're halfway there. Thank you. And I love you guys. Go to my website, do things. You need more Rebecca, go to my YouTube page. I'm going to be getting some stuff up there tonight. Just be good. Be good. Be good to yourself. Out of spite, if you have to. Spite's really useful. Just use it right. All right. Anyways, love you guys. I will talk with you soon. Bye.